EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles. Coming up next.
Philadelphia is known for having some very vocal fans, and nearly 70,000 of them are letting their voices be heard already. Welcome inside Lincoln Financial Field. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Huard, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Here's Brandon McManus to get this one going. And away we go at the link. On the return, Britton Covey. And this drive will start inside the 25. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs. But Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into the short yardage situations or around the goal line, he finds a way to get in. But it's not just there. He's got a deep ball that's the envy of many. He's elevated his teammates around him, and he's got a skill set that I know a lot of quarterbacks would sure love to have.
And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Hurts now from the gun. Finds him over the middle. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Packers into a nickel defense, third down. Shotgun snap for Hurts. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up fourth down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and third downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Now on fourth down, on comes Braden Mann to boot this away for the Birds. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. So the Packers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the Utah State product and former first-rounder back in 2020, Jordan Love.
It took Jordan Love a little while for him to get his chance to start in the NFL. He had to watch Aaron Rodgers for a number of years, but guess what? Aaron had to watch Brett, and it paid huge dividends. And it sure looks like Jordan Love, to start his career, is doing the same. He didn't just watch Aaron Rodgers. He worked on his game. He developed his game over 3 years. And when he got his chance, he sure looked like a young star at the position.
Here's Josh Jacobs getting his first look on the ground. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Darius Slay with the stop. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Shotgun now for Love. This one taken in by Kraft. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. That's good for 7 yards. And it'll be first down, Packers.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Running on first here with Jacobs. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
On second down, Jacobs. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the first.
You know you love some of my buzzwords, kid. I know you do. And this one was about willpower. He got the rock a long way from the chains and put his teammates on his back for a heck of a run and a great try at that first down.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
So 4th down, here comes Daniel Whelan to send it flying for the Packers. And a fair catch made here at the 7th. This drive, 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Rashawn Gary with that tackle. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
From the pistol, Hurts. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete. Well, no look on his first look of the game, so now they're gonna have to figure out this 3rd down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Along the sideline, Brown brings it in. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30. That one gains 7. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
First down throwing for Hurts. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Pretty even match in this first half, and you're just kind of waiting. Right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that could go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack. Searches from the pocket. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Hurts to throw. Completed to his running back. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the first.
To number 26, Saquon Barkley. A gain of 15 yards. Brings up 4th down.
So through one, this game, more for you defensive maestros out there. Couple of zeros on the board right now. We'll return to the link right after this. Braden Mann out once more for another punt. Keyshawn Nixon returning this for the Packers. His first punt win 50. This is away and looks even better. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. After that return, he's looking pretty banged up out there. We're going to have a stoppage as team personnel comes out to look at him. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Love from the gun. Finds his man. It's Kraft. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Love out of the shotgun. This is on target to Christian Watson. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
On 1st and 10, here's Love. Watson with the catch. And they get this down to the 28. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Love to throw again. Has it to his back. Here's Josh Jacobs. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Kobe Dean in on the tackle.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Jacobs gets it on the draw. And he's able to get this down to the 13. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Hey, these are the type of games he's counted on to get when they're available. Unfortunately, we had tremendous vision to see the seam and get through it before that window could close.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. They stick with Jacobs. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
I got to really rack my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league that nice that doesn't end up getting an offensive first down. He did all he could to will this drive forward.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Love now to throw. He's got it! And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
It's the 2-minute warning now from the link. The Packers with a chance to break this tie. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Jacobs takes it in. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers get some late points and the lead. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even in early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Brandon McManus on for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. On now is McManus to kick this away. Covey now to return this. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Hurts setting up to throw. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. Trying to throw here out of the gun. He's got Devontae Smith. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Back to throw, Hurts. That pass complete to Goddard. And he'll go down here at the 16. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. 2nd and 4. Hurts throwing again. That's complete. Here's Brown. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. Philadelphia going to spend its 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Now they'll throw out of the gun. He's on the move. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
Oh, 1st and goal, you take a sack. I got nothing good to say about that. So let me flip it over on the other side where you got everything good to say. That's exactly what you want to do. You want to get them behind the sticks. You want to knock them backwards. And now you put a whole lot more pressure on that offense to respond.
Gotta forget about 1st down in a hurry. They need a chunky yards here on 2nd and goal. Another try following the sack. He'll get this one to Brown. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. Now the offense gonna take its 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Shotgun snap for Hurts. And he scores. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles earn the chance to tie before halftime. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Now Jake Elliott on to attempt the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Eagles tie this game 7-7. It's all set for the kickoff.
For Philadelphia.
And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
Over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
First and 10, but only time left for maybe a couple of plays here. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. They're working a couple of yards past the line. It was Reed Blankenship making the stop. We've hit halftime, all tied up thanks to that late touchdown. Now down the coast we go to Orlando, Florida, in our studio there. Jonathan Coachman waiting by with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Something's got to be the difference maker here in half number 2. We'll see what it is as we're off and running once again. Return coming from the 6. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Out comes Green Bay. They have the first series of this second half. It's all squared up again following that touchdown, partner, so some added importance on this series. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Milton Williams making the stop. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Shotgun now for Love. That's to the sideline. It's a catch by Dobbs. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond, it looks like the 30.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
3rd and just 2 to go. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love 3rd down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because money down, they want the ball, but a 3rd down run for a 1st down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down, and they go right back to him. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug of war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Takes the handoff, now Love. On target to Musgrave. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. Josh Sweat making the stop.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Throwing his Love on 3rd. Buying some time left. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the 1st.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Play fake, it's Love. Completes this one to Kraft. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. C.J. Gardner-Johnson there on the tackle. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
2nd and 4. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. And he's got it. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers take the lead right away in half number 2. If you're going to complete that one successfully, Brock, you need the perfect throw, just the right touch, and you also need a guy who can go up and get it just like that.
Yeah, need to be able to muscle somebody off the ball if you're not alone. And call me a little biased. Go ahead. I don't care.
You're biased.
But the success of that play does come down to the timing of the throw, Kate. If you don't throw it on time to that exact spot, you run out of room, and you don't give yourself that kind of chance.
McManus on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Packers break that tie and now lead by 7. On now is McManus to kick this away. Covey now to return this. Good looking return here, and he's got room. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. Philadelphia's offense back out for another drive. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
First play of the drive, and he takes an option left. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
Second and 12 behind the sticks. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's keeping it again. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
First down throwing for Hurts. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he gets it down to the 35 before stepping out. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
On first down, Hurts. This one finds Goddard. And he drives it close to the red zone before going out. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down. So we hit the end of the third quarter. It's the Eagles in possession to start. They trail, but that lead is reachable. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Goddard makes the catch. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. A 3rd and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Slot receiver headed left. Hurts now from the gun. He's on the move. He can run it. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the 1st down.
All set up now for 1st and 10. A tight end in motion now. Going option, headed left on this 1st down. And he is into the end zone for a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles now trail by just a point in the 4th. Jalen Hurts with a touchdown. My partner up here is pumping his fist after that one. That is how you run an option as a quarterback. Good read to hang on to it and do it himself.
Yeah, because I could never do that, not even close. But when the defense overplays and you run that option, you get that good 2-on-1, more times than not, they will commit to the more dangerous guy, the running back. But you leave a lane, this quarterback can do some damage as well.
On for the PAT, and a make would tie us up late. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Nixon now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now here comes the Green Bay offense. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended Brock in a touchdown. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They go counter, it's Jacobs. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Gonna be 2nd down.
These are the kind of runs, Kate, that just soften up a defense. Keep working on them, keep working on them. And eventually you're gonna break one of those counters for even bigger yardage.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Going run again with Jacobs. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. It'll be a gain of 5. They still need 4 on 3rd down.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Back to throw it. This is reeled in by Reed. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
Move the chains. Got to move them chains. Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
New set of downs for him from the 46. 1st down throw, here's Love. This one taken in by Kraft. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
2nd and 3 now. Handoff, running right, Jacobs. And it's barely anything on that run, and we've reached the 2-minute warning. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
That is an old school battle you simply love to see. An offense that close to a first down, a defense that knows there's a run headed its way. It's a battle of wills. It's the offense that gets it done this time.
Back to throw. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's got a 2nd and 6 coming up here. A give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Philadelphia going to spend its 2nd timeout. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on 3rd down. They send a man in motion. Handoff here to Jacobs. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. The Eagles decide to spend their 3rd and final timeout. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first. All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. Jacobs running behind center. And they make the stop, but a lot closer to the end zone now. He got it to the 11. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
That's what I call a rhythm starter right there. Being offenses love execution and plays like that on 1st down, Kate, because now that playbook is wide open. All options on the table for 2nd down.
On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in the pocket for a later occasion.
They're all set up for the game winner. Let's see how they approach it, starting with this 1st and goal. Jacobs. And they're going to do it, Brock. They break the tie in the final minute. It's a touchdown. Absolutely clutch score there, Brock, as they take the lead here in the final minute.
Incredible execution. The moment not too big for any of them. And, Kate, they cashed in when it really mattered.
McManus on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Packers break that tie and now lead by 7.
Eagles 14.
On now is McManus to kick this away. Covey now to return this. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. Still time to go, Brock, but that touchdown has him down now 7-30. He'll look to throw it. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there when you saw the field. It's going to be second down.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Here he is to throw. Passing struggles, bleeding over from that last play. He's forced to get rid of this one.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. To throw. And the Packers are there. He's hauled down. And the defense comes through. Fourth down, that much tougher. So it's the visiting Packers who pick up the win. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with the victory. So for Brock Huard, everyone here on our great crew, I'm Kate Scott, and this has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Packers are your winners as we say so long from Philadelphia.